Okay, we'll start 34, not today, sorry, 54, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayatiri. Nastapradeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namavam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Thank you all for joining Bhagavatam study. One of the best service we all can do. So we'll read from Canto 1, Chapter 13, verse 54, the Dhritarashtra living home. So can somebody read this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ahmad, Prabhuji, go ahead.
I'll read. Canto 1, Chapter 13, text 54. Jita Sano Jita Swasa Pratyakruta Shat Intriya Hari Bhavanaya Swasta Raja Sattva Tamo Mala. Translation purport by His Divine A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami.
Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai.
Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hi.
Hare Krishna. Translation: one who has controlled the sitting postures, the yogic asanas, and the breathing process can turn the senses towards the absolute personality of Godhead and thus become immune to the contaminations of the modes of material nature, namely mundane goodness, passion, and ignorance. Purport: the preliminary activities of the way of yoga are asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyana, dharana, etc. Dharana, etc. Maharaja Dhritarashtra was to attain success in those preliminary actions because he was seated in a sanctified place and was concentrating upon one objective, namely the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. Thus, all his senses were being engaged in the services of Lord. This process directly helps the devotees to get freedom from the contaminations of the three material modes of nature. Even the highest mode, the material made of goodness, is also a cause of material bondage, and what to speak of the other qualities.
Namely, Prabhuji, are you able to hear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
1 second, that screen is to get displayed.
Okay. Now able to see?
Not yet, Prabhuji.
Qualities, namely passion, ignorance. Is there on the screen? Others able to hear? See?
1 second. Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh. In the network is saying network is
Oh,
not yet come.
okay. Qualities, namely passion and ignorance. Passion and ignorance increases the material propensities of hankering for material enjoyment. And a strong sense of lust provokes the accumulation of wealth and power. One who has conquered these two base mentalities
Shall I read,
has,
Prabhuji?
uh,
Okay. Yeah, you're reading, right? Shall I read?
yeah,
Yes.
no, I'll continue. Has raised himself to the platform of goodness, which is full of knowledge and morality. Cannot also control the senses, namely the eyes, tongue, the nose, the ear, and touch. But one who has surrendered himself unto the lotus feet of Lord Hari, as above mentioned, can transcend all influences of the modes of material nature and be fixed in the service of the Lord. The Bhakti Yoga process, therefore, directly applies to the senses of the loving services of the Lord. This prohibits the performer from engaging in material activities. The process of turning the senses from the material attachment to the loving transcendental service of the Lord is called pratyahara, and very process is called pranayama, ultimately ending in samadhi, the absorption of pleasing Supreme Lord Hari by all means. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So here the Narada Muni is giving this instruction to Yudhishthira. So how Dhrashtra is performing his yoga, because he has gone towards Himalaya along with Vidura and Gandhari. So he's saying one who has controlled in the sitting posture, yoga asana, and breathing process can turn the senses towards absolute personality Godhead, thus become immune from the contamination modes of material nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. He says mundane. The material nature is mundane, goodness, passion, ignorance. Even goodness also, he says mundane. That's the point. The first and foremost point is that yes, the Dharashtra was gone to the Himalaya in the end of Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. All these are very difficult. It's not easy for perform such a yagya or such a meditation. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave for Kali Yuga the best process is to chant the holy name, because we cannot do meditation. Satya Yuga people used to do it because they used to live for 1 lakh years. They had a strong mind, strong body, strong focus. But now we cannot even sit for 5 minutes. My joints are paining. I cannot focus on my mind. So where is the question of meditation? That's why Kali Yuga, the best process is to chant the holy name. Of course, here, when you focused his mind, body, and the senses towards Supreme Personality Godhead, he is immune from the contamination of three modes of material nature. Narada specifically says they are mundane. Even the goodness is also mundane. Because, yeah, one was ignorance. Our passion is very bad. Even those of goodness also not good, because goodness also in the material nature or within the material world. We have to transcend from the three modes of material nature. We should go to Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness. That's the goal we should achieve. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that the preliminary activities for yoga system are asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyana, dharana, so etc. is given. But Prabhupada focuses the concentrating upon objective, that is one objective. It says one, namely the Supreme God Hari. So that should be our objective. Our focus, whatever we do, our focus should be on one objective. One objective is Supreme Lord Hari, Krishna. The focus on Krishna, service to Krishna, engage ourselves, complete mind, body, intelligence, everything should be focused on Krishna service. That is the real samadhi. Prabhupada concludes his purport saying that real samadhi is that. We don't have to die to get samadhi. We don't have to leave our body to get liberation. In this life itself, we can get samadhi just by completely focusing ourselves in Krishna service. Could be any activities, like should be pleasing to Krishna. That's it. Whether it's book distribution, whether it's prasad distribution, whether it's you're donating funds to a temple, or you're doing your sadhana, chanting, reading Bhagavatam, and spreading the message of Krishna, or helping Srila Prabhupada's movement, whatever it is, or management services, whatever we do, but should be pleasing to Krishna. Anyahabilashita shunya jnana karma jnanamritam anukulena anushilanam. It should be favorable to and as desired by Krishna. That's the real. And Prabhupada says that should be loving service. Again, Prabhupada brings out that very, very important point. The loving service is important. Prabhupada says that even the highest mode, material nature, goodness is also in the material goodness. And we can develop that loving service to Krishna. That is where our real kind of bhakti depends on. Otherwise, one will be provoked by lust, accumulation of wealth and power. So what is the lust? Lust is not only the sexual lust, even accumulation of wealth and power is also considered lust. So Prabhupada says that otherwise one cannot control the senses, namely eyes, tongue, nose, ear, and touch. These are our actually enemies. Our real enemies are these five senses and our kama, krodha, mada, matsara, lobha. They are our real enemies because they are the one put ourself in the danger. Ourself means Atma. Like eyes want to see all nonsense. They want to see anything which is not required for, not good for this soul, me. And the tongue want to eat each and everything. And nose want to smell anything. Ears want to hear anything. And touch all bad things. Whereas the same eyes can be used for seeing the Supreme Lord, Personality Godhead, the beautiful form of Lord, Archa Vigraha form. Tongue can be used for speaking about the Lord and tasting the bhoga offered to Krishna Prasad. Nose can be used for smelling the flowers or tulasi offered to Krishna's lotus feet. Ears can be used to hear about the glories of the Lord. Touch can be used to clean the deities and clean the temple of the Lord. This is the way this senses can be used. But if I don't use this senses for that purpose, my whole life will be failure. Like the example given, the eyes, in the rainy days we see moth, right? The small the flies. As soon as they see the light, they come and fall at the light, and they die because they attracted by the light. The eyes get attracted to the lights, and the fire, they come and fall at the fire and die. So that same eye becomes the cause of death for that living entity, moth. Similarly, the ears, when the hunter comes and plays nice music, the deer who is hiding in the bush comes out hearing what is that, and hunter immediately shoots and kills that. So same ear becomes the cause of death. Tongue, when the fisherman puts the hook with the small bait, the fish thinks that, yeah, nice meal. It comes and hits, and immediately the fisherman hooks that, relieves the hook, and gets entangled, that fish gets killed. So similarly, the nose, there is one animal which is searching for the perfume which is there in the body, is rotating, thinking that the smell is coming from somewhere else, but the smell coming from his own body. Similarly, the touch, the wild elephants have been caught with the trained female elephant just by a small touch. So the point I'm trying to make is that these senses, unless used for Krishna service, they become a cause of danger for ourselves. That's why Prabhupada says that the ultimate ending in the samadhi is by absorption in the pleasing service to Supreme Lord by all means. The pleasing or pure service to Supreme Lord, that is the real samadhi, or that's the bhakti of any devotee. Okay, next sloka, 55.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki. विज्ञानात्मनि संयोज्य क्षेत्रज्ञे प्रविलप्यतम् ब्रह्मण्यात्मानम् आधारे गताम्बरम् इवाम्बरे. Translation: Dhritarashtra will have to amalgamate his pure identity with intelligence and then merge into the Supreme Being with knowledge of his qualitative oneness as a living entity with the Supreme Brahman. Being freed from the blocked sky, he will have to rise to the spiritual sky. Purport. The living being, by his desiring to lord it over the material world and declining to cooperate with the Supreme Lord, contacts the sum total of the material world, namely the Mahat Tattva, and from the Mahat Tattva, his false identity with the material world, intelligence, mind, and senses is developed. This covers his pure spiritual identity. By the yogic process, when his pure identity is realized in self-realization, one has to revert to the original position by amalgamating the 5 gross elements and the subtle elements, mind and intelligence, into the Mahat Tattva again. Thus, getting freed from the clutches of the Mahat Tattva, he has to merge in the existence of the Super Soul. In other words, he has to realize that qualitatively he is non-different from the Super Soul, and thus he transcends the material sky by his pure identical intelligence and thus becomes engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. This is the highest perfectional development of spiritual identity, which was attained by Dhritarashtra by the grace of Vidura and the Lord. The Lord's mercy was bestowed upon him by his personal contact with Vidura, and when he was actually practicing the instructions of Vidura, the Lord helped him to attain the highest perfectional stage. A pure devotee of the Lord does not live on any planet of the material sky, nor does he feel any contact with material elements. His so-called material body does not exist, but being surcharged with the spiritual current of the Lord's identical interest, and thus he is permanently freed from all contaminations of the sum total of the Mahat Tattva. He is always in the spiritual sky, which he attains by being transcendental to the sevenfold material coverings by the effect of his devotional service. The conditioned souls are within the coverings, whereas the liberated soul is far beyond the cover. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, Narada Muni further continues saying that Dhritarashtra will have to amalgamate his pure identity. Again, what is the pure identity? Like previously we have been told that Dhritarashtra was cunning. Dhritarashtra had all evil mind. But now Narada Muni says that his pure identity. What is the identity? The soul. Because soul is always pure. Soul only when gets connected with the material world, material nature is get contaminated. So that pure identity with intelligence then merge into the supreme being with knowledge of this qualitatively oneness. So the qualitatively one, but quantitatively no. Like examples, we will have all the qualities of the Supreme Lord, but not in a quantity. Like for example, we will all have all the good qualities as well as bad qualities coming from Krishna only. Because we are only a reflection. Urdhamula Madhav Shakam. We are just a reflection. We are like a tree in the bank of the river. The real tree is there, Goloka Vrindavan. The bank of river. The reflection coming in the water. This is what we see in the material world is like a reflection. So we have all the qualities in very, very minute. But qualities are there. But not in a quantity. So that's the difference. So one being freed from the blocked eyes will have to rise to the spiritual sky. So this is how Narada Muni explaining. Prabhupada writes in the purport, the living being by his desire to lord it over the material world. So the foremost problem for every jiva is desire to lord it over the material nature. My desire to enjoy, my desire to control, my desire to keep everything for myself because I'm the center point. This is my desire. Krishna fulfills the desire. But that is becomes a cause of my destruction. So I should be very, very careful what I should desire. My desires always should be serving Krishna. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kapitava jagadish. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I should not ask anything for myself because Krishna is very, very intelligent. He is cunning for those who are cunning. He is a cheater for those who are cheaters. So you cannot cheat him. He is very clever. So my desire should be very, very careful. There was a joke. There was a person, he wanted to, ask Lord. The Lord appeared. He, did his tapasya and finally Lord appeared. He asked the Lord, my Lord, give me a job such that I should simply sit. Others should work and give me money. See the intelligent person. He said, I should simply sit. Others should do the work and they should give me money. Lord said, Tatastu. Lord made him the in charge of Shulabha Sauchalaya. Yes, he will simply sit outside. People will go inside, do their work, come back and give money. But his intention was that I should be lazy. I should simply sit, let others work and give me money. This is the material world. So I don't want to do anything. Let others work. I have to enjoy. But I want to control. This is the problem in the material world. Prabhupada says that we have to understand our real position. Our real identity is Jivara Swarupa Nityara Krishna Dasa. My real identity is serving Krishna, eternally servant of Krishna. So that is the understanding. Otherwise, we are qualitatively non-different, but quantitatively no. So again, Prabhupada brings out that the real identity or real intelligence is to become engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. That's a real intelligence. Sumedha, Bhagavatam says, one who engaged in the service of Krishna, they are really super intelligent, not just intelligent. They're super, super intelligent. Because when we serve Krishna, he gets everything. Like I was telling today morning also, it's like a byproduct. When you get a sugar in the factory, there's so many byproduct comes, but we don't have to work for the byproduct. Byproduct like mukti, bhukti, everything comes when there is a bhakti. When there is a bhakti, liberation comes, enjoyment comes. There's a people support comes. There are so many people are glorifying. See, this is the sometime danger point also. Those who taken up a spiritual path, there are so many people glorifying them. So many people, followers. When they glorify, if I start thinking that, yes, I'm the great, that's my fall down starts. That's why today so many so-called sannyasis fall down because they don't have control. They don't have a supervisors. They don't have somebody to question them. Because that's why Srila Prabhupada says one always should be under control of somebody else. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Because as soon as I become independent, there's every possibility that I will fall down because I don't have any control. I don't have anybody to question me. That freedom is not good. When I always under control of somebody, that is a real freedom. Krishna also says, one who really surrenders to me, they are really independent. But one who tries to be thinking that is independent is not independent. So similarly, in bhakti process also, we all should be surrendered to somebody. We should work under somebody. One who works under somebody. That's why today I was hearing His Grace Radhesham Prabhu. He, to the extent says, when an email comes to reply, he copies to his own secretary assistant or his spiritual master, because he always want to keep his superiors and the subordinates both to be informed. This is the point. At the same, because he doesn't want to be independent. In that perspective, that because that's a possibility that the position will be misused. Especially he's talking about when dealing with the opposite sex or anywhere for that matter. One should be always under control of somebody else, guided by able leaders, with be spiritual leaders, Siksha gurus, or counselors, whatever levels. Because that's why Rupa Goswami also says that one should have somebody to whom you can open your heart, and one should hear from somebody else. This is how check and balance should be there. Here, finally, Prabhupada says that the conditioned souls within the coverings, whereas liberated souls are far beyond the cover. So I'm conditioned this body because I'm this body. I have three modes of nature, and I have this birth, death, old age, disease. All this problem on the top of it, there are problem of in the tapatrayas, the adidevika, the prakriti problem, adhyatmika, the my own body, adi bhautika. So adidevika, adi bhautika, adhyatmika. These three problems, and I have my own mind, which is a real problem creator. Mind keeps on creating, mind keeps on thinking. The mind's job is to simply unnecessarily create problem. Sometimes people say that no, the even disease not in the body, disease in the mind. If the mind creates a disease, there are so many spiritual masters. For example, my own spiritual master is known as Jayapada Swami Guru Maharaj. He has physically, for external, he has got so much problem in the body. Liver transplant, kidney transplant, brain stroke. But see, he's so active. Morning to evening, he keeps giving classes, keep traveling. Even he's so active. He never complains that I'm tired. He never complains that body is paining, because he's beyond the body. So this is the like kind of examples they are setting for us. They are the role model for us. You know, one particular place, His Grace Jagashash Prabhu says that Srila Prabhupada proved to the world that without money we can build multi-billion business or an empire. ISKCON is built with just $7, 40 rupees. Within 12 years, Srila Prabhupada built a multi-billion empire. His Holiness Jayapadaka Swami Guru Maharaj proved to the world one can be a great preacher even after having so much disease and so many problems. This is the example of great acharyas. Like that, so many acharyas are there, so many Srila Prabhupada disciples. They all setting an example for the common like me, how one should be engaged in services. I may think that I have so many problems. I have that problem, I this problem. No, compared to them, my problem is nothing. So that's why I should always aspire to serve Srila Prabhupada and his movement by whatever best possible. Not that I should be lethargy. I should be over and so. Once I was talking to His Grace Harilila Prabhu, our Bhakti Shastri teacher from Mayapur. He says that every day you should think something beyond your comfort zone. We should go one step of our comfort zone, because when we are in the comfort zone, we are very difficult to come out. We should always try to, because your target should be high. If I can do 10 things, I should plan for 20 things. Then at least 10 can be done. I should never be comfort. Srila Prabhupada, he always give a high target to his disciples. Once, I think, Chaitanya Charitamrita book, Rameshwar Prabhu came and told Srila Prabhupada, we are making the printing of the books. No, actually, Srila Prabhupada asked Rameshwar Prabhu, what happened? I written 17 books. What happened? Why the printing is not done? So Rameshwar Prabhu said, Prabhupada, every 2 months we'll release one book. That's how we are planned. Prabhupada said, nothing doing. All 17 books should be done within 2 months. They planned for one book for 2 months. Prabhupada said, all 17 books should be done within 2 months. Rameshwar Prabhu for a moment said, Prabhupada, it's impossible. Prabhupada said, impossible in the word of Fool's Dictionary. You go and do it. Nothing can stop you. What do you want? Tell me. And actually, Rameshwar Prabhu actually says that, yes, I was a fool by disobeying or by doubting the instruction of my spiritual master. And they did it. Within 2 months, all 17 books been released. So this is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, the mercy of spiritual master. So this is where our focus should be there. We always focus, yes, I will do it. This is where I can please my spiritual master and my Srila Prabhupada. So Vishnu Chakra Thakura writes, right, merging elements of his body into the senses, merging false ego into the Mahatattva. He explains that. So conclusion point is that how we can serve lovingly to Krishna and our spiritual master. That is what will make our life success. That is a real success. But balance all, whatever bank balances, whatever wealth I create, these are all going to perish. These are all going to leave. I cannot take anything. I cannot take this body itself. So what is the question of I can take anything else? So all that I do, my devotion service in this life, that is what my real success. With this, I'll stop here. Devotees can share the comments, feedback if any. Yes, who want to share? Asha Mataji. Sumit Prabhu, go ahead here.
Oh, I have a couple of doubts.
Yes.
So one thing is like when Narad Muni is explaining about the Ashtanga Yoga here. So that the Yuga Dharma was the deity worship, or the as Kali Yuga was approaching, he could have told about the Harinam Sankirtan. And Vidura also told Dhritarashtra to go to forest and perform tapasya. So like, how can we understand that, Prabhu?
I'm not sure why. Yeah, the Yuga Dharma for the Dwapara Yuga was deity worship, and ending the Kali Yuga is holy name. But maybe Dhritarashtra was beyond, even though he was that particular stage, he was beyond that. Maybe I cannot concoct. I'm just assuming it. So I don't know. To be honest, tell you honestly, I don't know.
And in the next verse, Prabhu, you told all qualities which we have, even the bad qualities that are coming from Krishna. So is it like in Krishna those qualities are in the pure form, and here it is like what you say, perverted reflection of those qualities?
Yes.
It is like that.
Yeah. Krishna also got anger. Krishna also got all these qualities are there, but that there is used for Krishna service. But here it's used my own services. That's the difference.
Okay.
It's a private reflection of because without having Krishna, we cannot have it.
But
But
here
there is
these
there is
qualities
also envy. That envy is in a positive way. Like some devotee does the service, others are I can do better. I should do better than that. Not I could pull his leg. I should do better services. That is a very positive envy. It's not envy, a positive competition. Whereas here, enviness is that if you do some good work, I pull your leg. That is the problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Asha Mataji.
Takeaways, Prabhuji. Real enemies are five senses with Kama, Krodha, Madam, and Matsara. Senses should be used for all Krishna services. Otherwise, it will become cause for danger. And we should always serve the Supreme lovingly. Everything else is temporary. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Archana Mataji. Anything?
Hare Krishna. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah. Engaging in Krishna's transcendental service is real intelligence.
May the heart.
Yes,
Murali
Prabhuji.
Prabhu. Anything you want to say? Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Kali Yuga, chanting the holy name of Supreme Lord is the ultimate, and the focus on Hari in all devotional services, prayers, sharing Krishna conscious, prasadam distribution, book distribution, and any deviation will lead to addiction to senses. All senses must be always engaged in devotional services without any interruption. And my desire should be absolutely channelized towards the services of Supreme Lord. One who achieve this quality is super intelligent and must be under the control of spiritual master, never be left independent, This circumstances I must develop on my own. I should not wait for the spiritual master to impose on me. And conditioned souls are always under the influence of three modes of nature. To overcome, one must engage in devotional services, avoiding comfort zone, and always be positive of health conditions. Whatever material wealth accumulated in this material life, it is all a futile effort. That much I have understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Yes, Murali Prabhu, unmuted. Want to say anything?
I like the positive competition, being humble, being humble, and then we have to do Krishna conscious, like that will when we are following the rules and regulations of regulative principles and all that, noble thoughts will come, Prabhu.
Sure.
Then
Yes.
another thing, we cannot be too much technical, no, Prabhu. Like Tirupati Laddu came with some I heard with non-veg. So what to do then?
Yeah.
It's not in our hands. It's sometimes we
Yeah.
also
We
do some mistakes.
simply chant,
Okay,
pray.
Prabhu.
What else we can do?
Right, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's beyond our control. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Shridevi Mataji, want to say anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. We have to use ourselves completely for the loving service of the Lord. We have to engage ourselves for the loving service of the Lord. All qualities Krishna has, we also have. If Krishna has in 100%, we may be having in minute percentages. So all the qualities we also have. Then we have to use all our senses for the loving service of the Lord. Otherwise, we go waste. And we may go in a very wrong way. So we should use all the senses for the loving service of the Lord. That's what is today's class, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Shruti Mataji, say anything.
Nothing, Prabhu. Everyone has told. Thank
Sumit Prabhu, any other points missed? Want to add?
No, Prabhu.
Okay, then we'll stop
Hare
here.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Mahatattva, can you please explain?
Okay, maybe tomorrow I'll take it up. So basically it is for the creation. So before the creation happens, the 24 ingredients together, it happens like the five senses, five sense objects, five sense acquiring this one, plus then the mind body, this one, the what is that, Panchatattvas, sorry, the Panchabhutas, all together 23 plus Atma. This grows. So tomorrow maybe I'll share more details on that.
Okay.
Just remind me, Prabhu.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Actually, today's appearance day of His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. So I actually could have spoken something about Prabhupada, but forgot. We'll maybe try to speak about Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur tomorrow, possible. Hare Krishna. Or anyone else who also want to speak about Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, please let me know. Or put in a group. Please glorify His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur tomorrow. Who wants to do?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Shridevi Mataji, you can speak.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Anyone else? Everybody can prepare something. So that very good to glorify such a great personality. Everybody can prepare. Please put in the group so that everybody can glorify Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. Okay. Hare Krishna. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so
Hare
much.